Hello and welcome to Retro Gaming Swede. My name is Oskar and today I'll show you one of my favorite games for the Sega Master System, Asterix. This game never made it out of all territories, which basically means Europe and Brazil. And as many of you know by now, most American gamers didn't really care about the Sega Master System anyway, opting instead for the much weaker NES. If you're not familiar with what Asterix is, it's a long-running series of comic books. The first one was released in 1961 and the series is still going strong. Even if the creators of the series, René Goscinny and Albert Uderzo, isn't around anymore. And as always with these things, it got several amazing animated films in the 80s and a few not as good live-action ones made in the late 90s. And the movie franchise is still going strong. With a movie to be released next year, rumor has it that there's even a Netflix show coming. The story is centered around a village in Gaul that keeps resisting the Romans in the year 50 BC, mostly because of the magic potion their druid Getafix makes. Other memorable characters are the fishmonger, Unhygienics, the fat village chief Vital Statistics, the tone-deaf bard called Cacophonix, and of course the cowardly roadmans led by the one and only Julius Caesar. So, now that you know the basics, let's get to the game. As usual in an Asterix game, you can play either as Asterix or Obelix, and the levels change depending on who you select. This can be really nice on the later levels where it gets rather hard. So if you can't beat the level with Asterix, you can always change over to Obelix and hope it will be a bit easier that way. Both characters have different playstyles and some levels can be super hard as one of them but really easy as the other one. Asterix can use a bottle of explosive potions to destroy blocks and Obelix can just smash through them. Obelix is also much bigger than Asterix, meaning that there's some places where he has a harder time to get through. As you see, the game looks absolutely amazing for an 8-bit game, really showing the superior power of the Master System compared to the NES. The backgrounds are stunning and the characters look really close to the comic book originals. The humor from the comic books and films are there too, and it's just as fun as in the books. All of the Romans you get to beat up looks just as hilarious as they should, and the animal enemies that are basically something every game needs for some reason also look fine. The music is the only thing I've seen people complain about, but it's nothing I've had any problems with. I don't know if it's just me being hardened against bad video game music after playing a couple of thousands of old games, or if it's just that it's so middle of the road you just don't notice it. A lot of the stages have hidden areas to find that are either super easy to find or hidden where you'll never look. Like falling down a random hole or swimming below the screen. Something that normally would mean auto death. This brings even more replayability to this stellar little platformer. The controls sometimes feels a little bit slippery, like the characters sort of need to take an additional step after you've cleared a jump. This is something that can make the slightly harder platforming sections a pure nightmare, especially the ones where you're supposed to follow a specific moving platform through the stage. But once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. I've played way worse. The levels features a wide variety of locations. Everything from forest levels, winter levels with icy slippery platforms, underwater levels a la the Super Mario games, and the big Roman city of, well, Rome. This variety makes the game highly playable and adds to the fun of the game. Most levels are pretty inventive with sort of a theme going for each one. Like the ship level, where you need to first swim to an anchor and then grab a rope carried by a bird that you need to follow through the whole level. And then on the last level of the set, you need to dodge the fire spreading from below, forcing you to speed through the level. The levels can also be pretty big, with several sub-levels and secrets to find. The only objective that's on all levels is the key you need to find to exit the final door. This can be hidden in one of the blue pots you find bonus pickups and power-ups in, or carried by certain enemies. So, what's my final word on this game? Well, I said already in the beginning of the video that it's a favorite game of mine. So that pretty much makes these words I say at the end obsolete, doesn't it? Asterix for the Master System is a really good action platformer. It's just a really solid game, and if you have a Sega Master System lying around, or maybe collect for the system, this is one of those games that has to be in every collector's house. Even if you're based in NTSC or American regions, because the Master System is region free, you know. It's also pretty rare to find games made and published by Sega that never made it out of PAL regions. I mean, it's not even released in Japan. Yes, I know there's a couple of more Asterix games for the Master System, and I will probably get to those later too. But in my eyes, the first one is absolutely fantastic. I won't say it's the best, because the later ones add some stuff to the formula and so on, but it's a fantastic game. I actually did talk about Asterix and the Secret Mission in one of my must-have Master System videos that you can find a link to down in the description. So, did you read Asterix back in the day? Or maybe you saw some of the movies? Is Asterix actually a thing over in the American regions? Tell me in the comment section. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you're totally awesome, press the subscribe button when you're down there. That's all I have for you today. All I have left now is a very grateful goodbye.